The MCU is one of the most famous staples of the superhero genre out there, filled to the brim with memorable characters, moments, and event-type films that have excited genre fans over the years. It's truly staggering to see the impact this universe has had over the course of the last 10 to 15 years. Aside from the main universe films within the series, there have been many spin-off movies, typically involving more minor or side characters in comparison to the rest of what their output is focused on. These films, typically released either by Sony or what was formerly known as 20th Century Fox, exist in a kind of side universe. They don't follow the main canon of the main universe and exist as standalone entries following a set character. One such example of this was 2018's Venom, starring Tom Hardy. The infamous Spider-Man villain broke onto the big screen in a big way, with the first entry earning $856 million worldwide. While the reviews and criticism of the film were less than stellar, this didn't stop Marvel from releasing a sequel in 2021 titled Let There Be Carnage, which earned $506 million worldwide. The film's overall reception was mixed, as the film took a more lighthearted and fun approach to the subject matter than the first one did. Some audiences loved the shift in tone, while others criticized the lack of seriousness in relation to the subject matter. Now, the third and final installment in this strange series has arrived in theaters this weekend. Directed by Kelly Marcel, the installment is titled Venom: The Last Dance and follows the titular character of Eddie Brock, a former investigative reporter who is the host to an alien symbiote named Venom. As a new threat faces Earth and they find themselves targeted by multiple antagonistic figures, Eddie and Venom must work together to save Earth if they have any chance of surviving together. Now, I'll just get it out of the way here and now. This movie is not great. It has its fair share of problems overall. However, this movie is nowhere near as bad as you might expect. In comparison to the other Venom installments, I like this one the best by far. It balances everything you've come to know and love about these films in such a complete and fun package, where everything about the character arc of Eddie and Venom feels right. The filmmakers finally found the right balance and tone to sell their relationship, as the film leans neither too serious nor too over the top to dissuade potential audience goers. Instead, it finds a happy balance somewhere in the middle, with grounded moments of emotional poignancy intercut with fun and comedic moments between Hardy's two characters. The second film leaned heavily into the tropes of a rom-com/breakup movie. This film leans heavily into the buddy cop tropes to great effect. The relationship and bond between Eddie and Venom here is truly the thing that holds this film together. No other actor besides Tom Hardy could have ever made these films work in the first place, and it's clear to see why here. Each character's beat and nuance is so well developed by this installment, and even the surprisingly emotional beats between the two characters are incredibly effective and poignant. All of this builds to a peak towards the conclusion of the film, leading to a fond farewell for these characters that feels both bittersweet and right. It's surprising to me that this film made me feel as sad as it did, which is a true testament to how effective Tom Hardy's vulnerable performance is here. The film is funny when it needs to be, poignant and impactful when it calls for it, and over the top in spades, particularly in the final act where really anything goes. While the story itself is quite impactful, and the character beats between Venom and Eddie are worth the price of admission alone, it would be remiss to say this film succeeds in many regards in comparison to the other installments. While the tone and atmosphere are right, and the film itself is as fun a time as you could have this weekend at the multiplex, it also feels incredibly dull in terms of motive and plot development. The film's runtime is bogged down by scenes between side characters who show up for a few moments as a callback to the other films, but contribute either little or nothing at all to the overall plot, therefore slowing down the pacing this film had going for it. Some wonky script moments, particularly in the exposition-heavy first act, feel quite out of place and underdeveloped, but as the film goes along and finds its footing, it eventually evens out into something more tolerable. While Chiwetel Ejiofor is fun as the antagonistic army general seeking to hunt down Eddie and Venom, his character is given remarkably little to do within the overall plot. Riz Ifans appears as a fun side character, but even some of his moments feel out of place as well. And as talented an actress as Juno Temple is, her character here is written so dull and lifeless that she feels wasted here, as the character is given a surprisingly weird backstory for no narrative purpose, and the film never really touches on it again after that. And while most of the film's emotional moments are quite heartfelt and impactful overall, the last scene before the end credits is just not it. At all. Overall, as a conclusion to a standalone trilogy, Venom: The Last Dance succeeds in concluding the series in a way that feels complete and impactful, while also retaining the fun and campy atmosphere from the second installment. While the film might not be offering anything substantial to the table, especially in such a crowded year of great cinema overall, it's sure to delight the casual moviegoer and fans of Tom Hardy's take on this character by providing a fun and surprisingly effective take on this conclusion. It's a film where you really do have to balance the good elements with the bad, and, much like the symbiotic bond between Eddie and Venom within the film, it's about finding that perfect balance that truly allows you to enjoy this film. That's why I'm giving Venom: The Last Dance a 2.5 out of 5 stars. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this review on my channel. If you're new around here and you like the content you see, don't forget to click that subscribe button down below, like the video, and turn on push notifications. Also, leave comment suggestions down below for future video, essay, and review topics. With that being said, until next time, this is Mitchell signing off. Peace out.